Today, we head back into the river valley of the Ghost, now covered in snow, to go get stuck. Well, there's more to it than that. Today, we're going to be comparing my Subaru Forester versus Austin's Jeep Grand Cherokee to see who has the upper hand in the snow. To make this even more interesting, we've added a bit of a challenge, where we brought back the game of skate or horse and are taking a letter every time we need to get pulled out. So, you know we're gonna get stuck, and maybe even send it a little bit too hard. This is one episode you don't want to miss, so let's jump right into it. What is up, and welcome back everyone to the Trans Alta area. We've been here quite a bit in the snow, and today is no exception. But today we're joined by Austin, the other side of Flat 4 Off-Road, and we're going to be playing a game of skate or horse, but with our vehicles. Obviously, as you guys know, I have my Subaru Forester here, and then Austin's got his Jeep, and we're going to be comparing the two and seeing who gets stuck the most. Because we're going to get stuck today, it's just how much are we going to get stuck. So let's go ahead and take a look at the vehicles. As you guys are already familiar with my Subaru Forester, I'm just going to do a super quick run through of some of the things that are going to be helping us on today's game. So obviously I have the long travel flat out suspension coilovers. I have no front bumpers, which is great. I have skid plates all around so we can slide on the snow. And then probably most importantly, I've got those black Rhino Beadlocks today. I've aired them down to 5 in the front and 4 in the rear. So we're seeing what we can do with those and hopefully getting enough grip so that we are able to keep up with Austin's Jeep. And speaking of Austin's Jeep, let's take a look at what Austin has. Okay, Austin, so what is your Jeep? Tell me some of the mods that are going to help you today.
Okay, so this is the 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. So what we've done to it so far is it's got 33-inch tires off of a Gladiator, which is why the wheels match it. It has Ironman suspension, which equates to total about a 3.5-inch lift. And outside of that, it's got some Mopar skid plates, which are a factory option on other Jeeps. And sway bar disconnects in the front and the back, but we're just running the front loose right now. And other than that, there's no lockers, nothing on this. I do have low range and an all-wheel drive system that Jeep designed, and that is pretty much it.
So it's kind of a fair fight. We're both open diff gangs, so we'll see how that works. As I said, we're going to be getting stuck today. It's just a matter of how much. So let's go ahead and hit the trail. Austin led the charge in the game of truck, selecting a snowdrift that he knew he would make it through, but hoping that I would get stuck on. And without breaking a sweat, his Jeep made it through, no problem. And it was my turn. So, with a little more speed, and a little bit more of a fun line, I broke through without issues, making this 0-0. Well, that was just kind of the warm-up. Now it's time to go find something we can get stuck on, because we both were able to do that no problem. And actually, it felt like the Forester did it a little bit sooner. So we're gonna go find some more snow to go get stuck in. This time, Austin decided to go for broke and try a much larger snowdrift than before. Not only was it much wider, but it went uphill for quite a ways. So, Austin slowly made his way through it, plowing through a meter at a time before backing up and taking another run at it. Which was paying off, or so he thought, as he plowed through the deep part and got hung up.
Oh, now you're stuck.
And after trying as he might, he eventually had to call in the Forester to help pull him out.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's a T for Austin.
And now with the Jeep out of the way, it was my turn to hit the drift. So with a little more momentum and keeping the skinny pedal down, we drove right through the drift.
So it's my turn, and I gotta go through this.
Now with the leg up and the ability to choose the next obstacle, I went for a hard one, a 6-foot tall snowdrift. And while I knew I wasn't going to be able to crawl through it, I thought maybe with a bit of momentum I would be able to slide right over it. So, with a fair amount of speed, I hit it. And well, that didn't work out too well, but I had high hopes that Austin wasn't going to be able to make it through either. So, with no winch point in sight, I hook up the winch to Austin's truck and we pulled the Forester out. And with the Forester out of the way, it was time for the Jeep to take a run at it. After Austin aired down the tires even more, he went for it, only to get stuck and need another rescue from the Forester. This time, the recovery took more than a couple pulls as the whole Jeep was high-centered. Nonetheless, the Forester still got it out. With both of us getting stuck on the last obstacle, I once again got to choose the next one. And well, I had an idea. I didn't know if I was going to make it through, but it was a risk I could take. So I drove through the light snow and towards the hard-packed side of the drift, hoping that I could get on top of it. But I had to make it through the soft side first, which I didn't. But rather than throwing in the towel and getting rescued by Austin, we decided to try something different, building our own snow anchor. Theoretically, by digging a big enough hole and putting a log, or in this case a traction board, down there, we could have a place to attach the winch and winch myself out without needing Austin. So we got to digging the pit for the board and the small trench for the winch line. And with that done, we gave it a go, only to pull the anchor out. But we weren't giving up quite yet. With today's motto of going bigger in mind, we dug a 4-foot hole with the anchor and a much larger trench for the line. And to our surprise, when we hooked up and started pulling, the Forester started to move. So, inch by inch, we moved forwards, carefully, not to cause too much wheel spin. And eventually driving onto the hard-packed part of the snowdrift, where we successfully recovered ourselves. And the winner of car, not truck, because, well, we're driving a Subaru, is a Subaru Forester. Because, well, Austin didn't want to do that last section because, well, we knew it wasn't going to make it. There was no way. And the only reason I successfully made it is that winch on the front. But really, the winner is both of us because we were just honestly out here to have fun and play in the snow. So that's kind of our excuse, was to make a video. Now that you've seen the vehicles kind of perform in the snow, let's kind of talk about how they performed and why they performed a little bit different. So Austin has more experience and he's the one driving the Jeep, so he'll probably talk a little bit more about that.
So the biggest difference we found with snow, and there's tons of debate regarding independent suspension versus solid axle. Obviously the Forester's fully independent and the Grand Cherokee's fully solid axled. So the issue I had is my front diff acts like a brake. So when I hit the snow, I just stop. As where the Forester and other crossovers being a little bit smoother and having less impeding them sliding over obstacles, that's more or less why the Forester made it further. This by no means is a reflection of dry land capability. It's just like snow is difficult regardless of what you drive, so that's kind of what we noticed differences between the two. Yeah. It's still fun though. And
honestly, at the end of the day, if you're doing snow all the time, you're not going to be driving either of these. You're going to be driving one of those crazy Arctic trucks at the end of the day.
Coming out here to have fun, you might not make it very far anyways, so.
Yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed this because I know we did. We wanted to get out here and play in the snow, and we haven't really got a lot, so today was a great opportunity to do that. And as you can tell, the Forester and I and Austin had a lot of fun. So until next video, peace out and stay humble.